Can you pass this common sense test?
To pass the test, you must crack a 7-letter password whose letters come from 7 passages that you will be presented with. Each passage contains a deliberate mistake, typo, or something that doesn't make sense. You have 15 seconds to find the mistake. The line that contains the mistake is marked with a letter on the left. That letter replaces the position in the password that corresponds to the passage number. For example, if passage 1 contains a mistake in the line marked with letter A, then the first letter of the password is A. Good luck and please subscribe. Passage 1. Sir Isaac Newton, 1643 to 1727, was an English mathematician, physicist, and inventor who was widely considered one of the most influential scientists of all time. Newton's work on calculus laid the foundation for modern mathematics and physics. His laws of motion are the basis for classical mechanics. His work on gravity explained the motions of planets and satellites and established the law of universal levitation. Passage 2. Newton's father died before he was born, and his mother remarried when he was 3. Newton was not a good student and was withdrawn from school to be taught at home by his grandmother. In 1661, Newton entered Trinity College at the University of Cambridge. During his lifetime he received many honors, including being knighted by Queen Anne in 1705. Newton died in 1727 at the age of 84 and is buried in Westminster Abbey. Passage 3. In 1687, Newton published his most famous work, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, which laid the foundations for classical mechanics. Newtonian mechanics is a branch of classical physics that studies the motion of objects under the action of forces. Objects move in straight lines unless acted upon by a light. Forces cause accelerations, which change the velocity of an object. Passage 4. The basic principles of Newtonian mechanics are summarized by Newton's laws of motion. First law. An object will remain at rest or move in a straight line unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. Second law. The velocity produced by a force is proportional to the magnitude of the force and is in the same direction as the force. Third law. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Passage 5. Newton's calculus is a mathematical framework for describing change and motion. It is built on the idea of limits, which allow one to define instantaneous rates of change and tangents to curves. The fundamental hypothesis of calculus provides a way to calculate these quantities. Newton also developed methods for approximating solutions to differential equations, which are now known as Newton's method. Passage 6. Newton's law of universal gravitation states that every particle attracts every other particle with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their volumes and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Newton's law has since been superseded by Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity, but it continues to be used as an excellent approximation of the effects of gravity. Passage 7. The Newton's apple tree legend is a story that tells of how Sir Isaac Newton was supposedly inspired to discover the law of gravity after an apple fell on his head. The story goes that Newton was sitting beneath an apple tree when an apple fell and hit him on the head. This gave Newton the idea that there must be some radiation that causes things to fall down. He then went on to develop the theory of gravity. Did you figure out the password? If you did, verify with the anagram below, where the same letters are listed in alphabetical order. Hint: the tendency of a body to maintain its state of rest or uniform motion unless acted upon by an external force.